Welcome back to Smithy on Air and the final part of our New York adventure. Good morning from a train. We are leaving New York today. But not going back to the UK. We are off to another city in the US. Where do you think that could be? Find out in a moment. And we have arrived. Welcome to Washington, DC. So we've just exited the station and on our way to find where our bus stop is for the bus tour. And the first thing we notice is there is a lot of military presence. There was an area just in front here that we weren't allowed to go into because there's some kind of opening of a monument apparently. So I'm assuming some kind of VIP is about to arrive. Who could that be, I wonder? So that was a whistle-stop tour of various monuments across the capital. We are now at the White House stop. However, how much of the White House we will actually see remains to be seen because there's lots of fencing. As you may be aware, Mr. Trump is building a big ballroom, so this is making access quite difficult. So let's see what we can do. This is as close as we're going to get, I'm afraid, due to all the construction. Yep, we're quite far away from it, as you can see. So, better luck next time. At least we've seen it. So here we are at the Washington National Monument, or Washington Monument, whatever you want to call it. And it stands 555 feet tall behind me here, and what I never knew was it is actually hollow and you can go to the top of it in an elevator. Unfortunately we don't have time to do that today, so something for another time. Next up on the list is to go to the Smithsonian. And here we are, and it looks like every single school in America is on a trip here today. It is absolutely insane. The busiest I've ever seen a museum anywhere in the world. But hey ho, let's crack on. They are huge, aren't they? Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, they are a lot bigger in real life than I was expecting them. You don't want to meet him on a dark alley, do you? So this is pretty cool, showing you earthquakes as they happen in real time. There's been a couple this week already in various places around the world. Oh, there's Brazil. Yeah, pretty cool. So this meteorite was discovered in Arizona, and it hit 50,000 years ago. Came from a 300,000 ton meteorite that created a meteor crater. So yeah, that's some lump of metal, isn't it? You certainly wouldn't want that coming through the roof of your house. So we're finished in the museum for the day. We now need to get the bus back to the station because we need to head back to New York. So I'm afraid our time in the Big Apple is coming to an end. It's our last full day. Now this morning we did something quite unusual. We went on a tour around Harlem. Now I know what you're thinking, not many tourists tend to go there, but it is an up-and-coming area, and the tour we went on is one of a kind. I don't think there's anything like it in the world, and it was rather chaotic, but we had a very talented rapper show us around the area. He did a great performance for us on the bus. It was a lot of fun, so I would highly recommend it. I'll show a few clips of it now.
New York. I spot with my little eyes, something outside. See a Honda right there. Might hop in and take a ride or drive anywhere that I wanna go. But I'm picking it up the go. When I'm ready, freestyle like the quote. Load it up, bang bang, lay it down. They don't want a problem. Flying Spider-Man, about to fight the Green Goblin. Oh, that was crazy. I'm feeling crazy. I know my dude couldn't change it. Came a long way since slavery. Hands in the sky, now we yelling out, pay me. That's how I feel. Say hi, stores. Hi, stores. Say New York. New York.
So just checking out the Yard House for lunch, and this is pretty cool. We've got a large array of beers, and you can choose using their gadget here, and you can change your levels for beer preference. So yeah, this looks very interesting indeed. So yeah, let's get a pint. And lunch has arrived. Got a pizza and chicken and chips, which we will devour shortly. And I've gone for a hazy IPA, which is absolutely delicious. And wife has gone for a margarita. So let's tuck in. So we just finished up lunch at the Yard House, and they have got a fantastic selection of beers in there, over 200 on tap. So yeah, if you're a fan of craft beers or any beer really, I'd highly recommend to go to the Yard House. It's a bit tucked away in New York City. Don't think it's really on the radar, but I think it should be. They're definitely not doing anything wrong in there. It's definitely not a tourist trap either. So yeah, one to look for. Now we're heading off to a rooftop bar, I believe. So I just spotted something unusual. There's a picture of a tiger there. However, no, it's not. So, the rooftop bar, bit of a fail I'm afraid. Choice of beer is pretty shite. It's either a Corona or Bud Light, so Corona will have to do. The view is okay, but only when you're sat in certain places, because where I am, can't see very much at all. So, yeah. If you're looking for views, this ain't it. So we're just checking out the restaurant and the hotel, and look at this view out the windows. Absolutely stunning. So just a quick reminder to like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content here on Smithy On Air. And we've had our first shout out request. Lloydie B. Hope you're enjoying it, mate. So, from hip-hop to jazz, we're off out for our final evening at a jazz bar. So we will see you in the morning. So it's time for us to depart. We are flying back home tonight. But before we leave the hotel, just my final thought for this hotel. I initially gave it a score of 8 out of 10. However, with the various little niggles that we've had, including the noise gate and changing room, I've decided to drop it to a 7. The hotel itself is
pretty good. No major issues. Some slight niggles in the bathroom though. There's no towel rail by the sink. They give you a bar of soap instead of like the squeezy soap. So just a few little things that I personally prefer and think are more convenient, but you don't get those. And the bed maybe was a bit too firm for my liking. My sleep hasn't been 100%, barring obviously being woken up by the nutter next door. However, what didn't help is that there are interconnecting doors in a lot of rooms here. So that doesn't help with the soundproofing. So if you do stay at the Marriott Marquis in New York, ask for a room that doesn't have a connecting door. It seems that there can't be many of them because the room we got moved to also had a connecting door, and my mother-in-law's room also had one as well. So yeah, it seems to be the standard rather than the exception. And also just to recap on our extreme day trip to Washington. Really great day out. Got to see the White House, sort of, but it was very, very tiring. We got a 6 a.m. train here from New York. It took 3 hours to get there, and then obviously 3 hours to get back. So it was a very long day. So I think if you're looking for something a bit more relaxing, you definitely stay overnight and come back the next day. What we did, as I said, was a bit extreme. So yeah, that's it for me. Over and out. See you next time.